Hey comic book fans, welcome to the Comic Fix, and I gotta say, I am back. It has been about 2 to 3 weeks since my last video. Some of you may think, oh, I went away. Well, I had some very hard truck issues. My truck broke down, and with that, all my money went into fixing that truck. Well, I finally got a little bit of money together. I was able to go pick up some comics, and I'm not going to bore you guys with 3 weeks of worth of reviews, but I'm just gonna put some of the comics that I liked in the last 2 weeks and do some reviews of them. And first up is Batman Detective Comics issue number 13. And let me tell you, I'm so glad to see that DC Comics is done with the zero issues. And it's kind of weird to say, but I'm kind of glad that my car broke down during the zero issue months because it felt like I didn't miss anything. So with this issue, the Penguin has put a hit on Bruce Wayne. Now, he gets the assassin, Mr. Lee, and his crew to take out Bruce Wayne. But Mr. Lee knows you can't get away with anything without the Batman getting involved. So what he does, he tells his henchmen, go and distract the Bat. Now, why does the Penguin want Bruce Wayne dead? Well, you just have to read the book to find out. So, John Layman, this is his first time writing on Detective Comics or anything DC Comics. He has written the really good book called Chew. I have not read Chew. I plan on going and picking up the volumes and seeing what the whole hype is about. But I definitely like his writing. And he picked a perfect person to come on to the book with Jason Fabok. That these two guys are just doing some terrific art, and you're feeling all the hits, and just like the artwork and the writing is working so well together. There are some points in there where you look at the Batman, the head, the cowl, and it kind of reminds me of the ones that you would see in the movies, especially in just with that one right there. I see the parts of the movie in here. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. And I do love the Penguin. The Penguin, I've noticed in DC Comics, he's been building and building for something really bad. He's been having appearances in every single book, from Detective Comics early on to Batman to even Batwing. I just noticed him, little bits of him everywhere in the DC universe, especially in the Batman universe. So it's cool to see the Penguin finally get his due and get a whole story arc, because they definitely have been building up in something in the whole Batman family book line. And it was funny though, because I don't think anybody was really catching on. I started to notice as I was reading all the Batman books that, hey, there's the Penguin, and there's the Penguin again. So it's nice to see him on there. And I cannot wait to read the next issue. This is the first time since the New 52 that I'm actually excited for Detective Comics. Detective Comics was one of the books that I would just rate the least favorite in the whole Batman line, and I thought, man, I never thought to see the day where I'll just want to drop the whole entire book, because God knows I don't want to pay $3.99 for crap. Well, just know that this $3.99 is actually worth it. In the backstory, to get that $3.99 price tag, it's actually good. Didn't see really the point of it, but it was a fun read, and it had a cool little twist at the end. So I'm going to give Batman Detective Comics issue number 13 a 5 out of 5. Definitely a big jump from when Tony Daniels was on the book. And God, was that just awful what he did with the whole book series. And next up is Batman Inc. issue number 0. Oh, God, this one was horrendous. Just like nothing really fit in this whole entire book. The artwork, I just thought, just didn't mesh with the fun that Grant Morrison is having with the series. And I did think that this artist, his artwork, more worked for like a horror type of genre, but not for the campiness that Grant Morrison is going with this Batman book. And also, it was really, really boring just to see how all these guys got together. I've seen it so many times before, so I was just like flipping through the pages, looking at the art, thinking, oh, the art's really interesting, but it just did not work at all with the story that Grant Morrison was telling. And really, I was thinking about it, what was the story Grant Morrison was trying to tell in this whole entire book? Because this was bad Grant Morrison. This was Grant Morrison who was just like, oh, you want me to do a zero issue? Well, I don't have any story to tell, so I'll just throw together whatever I feel like and see if it sticks. And let me tell you, it did not stick. I just disliked the whole entire issue. I just saw no point into it. And really, I've been enjoying the whole Batman Inc. New 52 story, but I'm really seeing no point to it. And I'm thinking once Grant Morrison is done with issue number 12 and leaves DC Comics, I am hoping that this book series goes away with him. Because I really can't see anybody else writing the series, and I don't see where anybody can go with it. Because this, in my opinion, Batman Inc. is not in continuity with anything of the New 52. This was them saying, hey Grant, we really want you to stay on for a year. What do you want to do? And he's like, I want to continue on with my Batman Inc. that I was doing before the New 52 started. So, all in all, this issue just did not work. Nothing really meshed. It was just felt thrown together, and with an artist that I think would be better off on something else. And it was just a really, really bad issue, and I just didn't see any point into it. So, in the end, Batman Corporate, issue number 0, gets a 1 out of 5. Next up is Green Lantern, issue number 13. And in here is The Rise of the Third Army, Part 1. Simon Baz has just got his ring. And in here you get to see him trying to figure out how to use it, see the confusion that's going on throughout the whole entire book. Now, will he figure out how to use this, or will the surprising ending, or will, actually, no, it's not really surprising, or will the Justice League put him in his place? Well, I just have to read the book to find out. One thing I really liked about this book is that I like Baz. I'm really getting into his character. I'm liking seeing how different he is from the Hal Jordans of the world. And you really feel that this guy can actually have some real character development in here, especially with his family and the way that everybody looks at him. So I'm really excited about that. I'm thinking Geoff Johns is definitely going to take this book into a place that's going to be socially relevant. Especially, I love the parts in here with his sister, with Vaz's sister. When you get those scenes in there talking about him, his relationship with his sister, with his family, you really get to feel for this guy. Now, there were some bad about this issue. Where, just like a lot with Geoff Johns, is that when he starts out a story arc, it's slow. I mean, he's building up a story, and you know that once it gets to about the third issue, that's when everything will start to hit off. If you come in expecting to hear for some great action scenes, you're not going to get that. What you are going to get is some character development, which is going to grow over time. And just like Geoff Johns always does, he's writing for the volume, for the 6-issue book that's going to be coming out in a couple months. So he's definitely writing for the trade, and I'm really excited to see what else happens in Green Lantern. It had a lot for me, had a lot of character development, and with that character development, when those action scenes start, everything's going to feel just right, and you're going to see a whole story develop. And I wonder, can Geoff Johns actually write an individual, or stories for an individual floppy? Or is his only talents to really write the big volumes of books? Because I think it would actually be more interesting to see Geoff Johns say, okay, my books are only going to come out once every single 6 months, and you'll get the whole entire story. I don't know, that's just an idea that I had, because really it's kind of hard to read Geoff Johns' stuff when it's just a floppy, because I really enjoy just reading the full thing all at once. And that's one thing you're not getting here. Here he's just taking it slow and letting you know who the character is before everything amps up. And I don't think I gave this book a score, but I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Next up is Superman issue number 0. In this 0 issue, we see Jor-El, and we see the Krypton before it blows up. And I really got to say, there was nothing new here. We all know what happens, and we all know that Kal-El goes off to Earth. So why are you trying to tell a 0 issue with this? I mean, the whole Superman universe, Superman book line has been just a mess. And just reading this, you're just like, wow, I really didn't get anything out of it. And will a new reader get anything out of it? I don't think so. This was not new reader friendly. Well, it actually is new reader friendly. It's very new reader friendly, where there was nothing written here for the longtime fans. And I'm really thinking that DC Comics has left the longtime fans behind and are trying to get this new crowd. But who is that new crowd exactly? Because I can't see it. I mean, they've just been ruining Superman for so long in the New 52 that, if anything, I would like to see them just swap out the editorial team, put this Superman Action Comics on hiatus for a couple months, get everything settled back in, and try to tell some damn good stories. Because it seems like that they don't have a place anymore in DC Comics for Superman. So, with that being said, I give Superman issue number 0 a 1.5 out of 5. I just saw nothing in here for me. And the art in here seriously was nothing all that special. I mean, I couldn't really grasp my head around why did I need to know this. Yes, in here you do get to see Jor-El's wife just kicking ass, but that was the only interesting parts of this whole entire book. So, all in all, just a 1.5 out of 5. Now, a $3.99 book that I'm actually really surprised by how fun it was, and that is Grant Morrison's Superman Action Comics issue number 13. So we get a fun little tale of Superman getting trapped in the Phantom Zone. And the one who traps him in there is the Phantom King. Now, the Phantom King's parts in there were lacking quite a bit, but the true story in this whole entire, the heart of the story, which is Krypto and Superman. And it was just so heartwarming to see this part. It was just like a one-shot story art, or just one-shot story that Grant Morrison does really well. And just to see those Krypto parts was just beautiful. And I cannot wait to see more of the dog in Action Comics and in Superman. Because he actually hasn't been seen in Superman, so I don't know when he will actually be appearing in any of these book lines. But it was really nice to see a heartwarming Superman story. But as I said, the parts with the Phantom King, very underdeveloped. And they were only for about 4 or 5 panels at best. But the heart of it was Krypto. And then to see the backstory in here with Clark Kent when he's sleeping and Krypto's there. Because as they say, when you're sleeping, that's when the spirit world and you are closer together. And to see Krypto and Clark Kent just interacting, it was just gorgeous. And just really has heart. And that's what Action Comics issue number 13 has. And it just worked so well, even though the Phantom King's part was very, very underdeveloped. But all in all, a fun book. And would I say that it was actually worth the $3.99? Yeah, it put a smile to my face. It was a fun read. And that's what really you want out of a comic. So in the end, I'm going to give Action Comics issue number 13 a 4 out of 5. Fun book. And really cool art. I love the parts, actually, when he's in the Phantom Zone and you just see all this white in there. Really, really well done. And the artist really does get the point in there that when you're in the Phantom Zone, everything just is in a standstill. And it's just so gorgeous to look at. So, I'm really glad to see Grant Morrison getting back on the horse and actually telling some cool stories. Unlike what he did with some of his Zero issues, especially in Batman Inc., which was just really, really bad. So I am so glad to be back. I'm going to be putting out 2 more videos. The comics I got, you'll see everything from Earth 2 to, oh, what else is there? Jonah Hex, to The Flash, to some X-Men, and some Danger Club. So you got a lot more fun to be had, and I'm so glad to be back. And thank you to you all for some of you guys sending me letters saying, hey man, where the hell are you? I haven't seen you. Just know I am back, and I'm going to be doing some little different things. Not going to be buying as much comics because right now I'm trying to save up my money. Don't want to get in a situation like I was last time. So there's going to be less comics, but I'm going to try to do more content with those comics I'm reading, give my thoughts a little bit more, and just have more in-depth talk about the comics that I was reading. So, this is David from the Comic Fix. I'll see you guys next time on my next video. See you guys later.